તો તમારો નેટ ચાલુ છે બંધ છે? હેલો, ચેક કરી લઈએ. હેલો 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 હેલો, હા આવે છે. હું તને મોકલી આપું છું ફેઝ આની લિંક, એકવાર ચેક કરી રાખજે. પેમેન્ટ ઓકે. Okay, so shall we start? So again, next Friday and session. So today's session is going to be on meditation. The reason why I'm choosing this topic is tomorrow is World Meditation Day. Tomorrow is 21st December, right? So tomorrow is World Meditation Day, and you might have heard of this word, right? Meditation. Okay. So okay, before we go to meditation, why did we choose 21st December? Longest? Okay, we'll come to that. I've kept a special thing on that. Okay, what is meditation? Let's start with the basic topic. What is meditation? What is your idea about meditation? Nakul? Yeah, focusing on. What is your idea about meditation? Okay. Have you done that kind of chakra meditation? All seven chakras meditation or just the Agnya chakra? All seven. Okay. What do you understand about meditation? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Analyzing your thoughts. Okay. Yes. So in any case, it is about focusing your attention or mind on something at one object. It may be your chakra, it may be one, any subject of your choice. It can be anything. But focusing your mind on one thing, that is meditation. The practice of focusing the mind to achieve clarity, calmness, and emotional balance. That is the general, definition of meditation. And what this suggests is past, present, future. This is like the yeah. So this is like the timeline of your life. Let's say this is past, present, and future. So what happens is your mind, we talked about this. Okay. So your mind keeps on. Why does it keep on moving away? Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. So the past and future. So what happens is your mind keeps on swandling from past to future, future to past, past to future. It does not stay in present. The reason why it does not stay in present is because the mind needs an object to focus on. So in ancient, in ancient scriptures, the mind is linked to an animal. Which animal is it linked to? What does one say when the mind is very, it is very fickle, it keeps on moving from one object to another? Okay, which animal is such an animal which keeps on moving from one place to another? Correct. So it is always called monkey mind. Mind is linked with an animal called monkey. Why is it linked to a monkey? Because monkey does not sit at one place. It keeps on moving from one branch to another branch to another. And it cannot, you if you tell the monkey that okay, you just still say stay put, stay still, stay in one place, it will not listen to you. So the reason why it is called monkey is the reason why mind is called a monkey is, as the monkey requires a branch, similarly the mind requires an object to focus on. So as the branch is for the monkey to go from one branch to another, similarly the mind moves from one thought to another thought to another thought to another thought, and the more your mind moves from one thought to another, the more disturbed you are. So during the day, just think about this: how many thoughts do you get in a day? Have you counted? Why can't you count it? I mean, you can't count all these things. Why can you count the number of thoughts that you have? Because it is unlimited. There is no limit to the thoughts that happen in the mind. So what happens is the mind moves from past to future, future to past. Either we are thinking about what is going to happen tomorrow, today evening, next day, 10 days from now, next week, or what happened yesterday, what happened previous week, what happened in my childhood, what happened in my whenever I was small, whatever. So the mind keeps on moving either to the past or to the future, because in the present moment there is no object that the mind can cling to. So the art of meditation is to bring your mind from the past and from the future back to the present moment. So you might have heard about this term, that stay in the present moment. You should always think about the present, stay in the present moment. So that is all reflective of this concept, that your mind has to be brought back to the present moment using our own efforts. It is not going to come on its own. Do you think the mind can meditate on its own? Okay, can the mind drive on its own? Driving, you drive vehicles, right? Two-wheeler, four-wheeler. Can the mind drive on its own? Yes or no? Yes. Once you are trained when driving, the mind drives on its own. Even if you are not conscious of the drive, even if you are not looking at the road, it still knows how to drive. And it is the autonomous nervous system is trained such that your hand will move automatically, your legs will move automatically, right? So the mind can drive automatically. The mind can listen automatically. I don't need, what I mean by listening is, let's say if I'm saying something, you are not paying attention to me. You're thinking about something else, but still the mind can hear about what I say. And if I try to recall, you might be able to recall it. The mind listens, the mind drives, the mind can do all of the things automatically if it is trained to do, but the mind cannot meditate automatically. To meditate, the mind, it's like an exercise for the mind. And we need to do efforts, or put efforts to bring the mind to the present moment. So it is rooted in ancient traditions, of course you know about it, and which is adopted for. The thing is, it is accessible to everyone, anywhere and anytime. This is very important. Where is your mind? In your body, where is your mind? Is it just in your head? Is it just in your head, or is it like everywhere in the body? So in general terms, the brain and the mind, these are different things. We discussed it in previous session as well. But the fundamental difference is, the mind is like a movement. It's like it's not physical. The brain is a physical instrument. It's like a physical organ. It fires neurons. It makes connections and all those things. But the mind is not a physical thing. The mind keeps on. It's like a movement, and that movement is then manifested in the body with the brain. So it is not just in your head, it's everywhere in the body, and your mind is always with you. So you don't need to do some special thing to do meditation. The mind is always with you. The meditation is an exercise of the mind, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. Okay. Now this question, why 21st December? So, Sagar said it is the longest day. Is it the longest day? Or is it the shortest day? Okay, so this is the earth. The earth is tilted, it's not straight, it's tilted at the degree of 23.4 degrees. So 23.4 degrees, it is tilted. This is the sun, this is the earth. The earth moves, so it rotates and revolves. So in every revolution, there is one day where the earth's axis, this is the axis, is at the farthest distance from the sun. The farthest distance from the sun, and that is the day when it is called winter solstice. Have you heard of this word, solstice? No. Have you heard of it or not? No. So winter solstice is a word which means that this is a time of peak winter. Peak winter means this is the, like, if winter is a graph, then this is the peak of the winter. Now the winter is at its peak in these days. Then it will slowly recede. It was low, then it came to this peak during these days, and then it will go back again to its normal thing. 21st December. There is another date which is also associated with 21st, which is what another day. Yes, 21st June. What is that day called? Yes, International Day of Yoga. What do you think? What will happen on 21st June? Yes, this Earth will move and go to the other side. That way, this axis is going to be the closest to the sun. That means it will have the longest day and the shortest night. And in winter solstice, that is tomorrow there is going to be the longest night of the year. So if you take the night time, that okay, what is the night time between this? The longest night will be on 21st December, and the longest day will be on 21st June. Understood? This is winter solstice, and 21st June is called summer solstice. Okay, this means that now the winter is at its peak. Now it is going to recede. There is interesting. The interesting fact is this is not very popular, but it is said that this festival, the ancient civilizations knew about this all concepts, and they celebrated this festival of winter solstice, and that is the same date at which there was an ancient festival which was later, it is said that Jesus Christ was born around that time, and that is why the festival is combined with it, with the winter solstice festival, and that is why it is called Christmas. So technically speaking, Christmas was the day the festival was celebrated on the winter solstice day. Technically, right now we are following this Gregorian calendar, right? This the January, February, March calendar. Before it was formally established, we were using the previous calendar based on the movements of sun and moon, and we had the day with the festival when Christmas was celebrated, or the festival which was not named Christmas. We have named it Christmas. Before it, the winter solstice festival was always celebrated, and we called it it is now called Christmas, but apart from that it was called. So this day has a significance in terms of astronomical events. That is why it is selected as a World Meditation Day. It is the longest night of the year. Okay, now why meditation is important? Of course, now you know about the importance of meditation. I am very sure that none of you are doing meditation, but this is my this is my humble effort that I should at least make you aware about meditation, and I would urge you to start this practice from this age itself. This is going to help you a lot in your life. So what it does is it reduces stress and anxiety. Do you have stress and anxiety? No? Should I start giving you? This is like okay, but why do we generally get stress and anxiety? That's the question number one. Why do we get stress? Why do we get anxiety? What is anxiety? You heard of this word, right? Anxiety. What does it mean? Sad about something? So why not use the word sad? What is anxious?
Thinking about something going bad going to happen is called anxiety.
Yeah, something that might go happen bad, which means it is going to the future, right? So when you're thinking about future, that is what gives stress and anxiety. Both are thinking about future, that okay, this might go bad, I might fail this exam, I might screw up something. So whatever is coming, it is not yet come to your life, but you are thinking about something that is going to come and you are anxious about it. That is what gives anxiety. Stress is similar. Stress may be something which has happened as well. So something might have happened in your life and it might be causing stress as well. So that is also another point. But for both of these points, if you are doing meditation regularly, your mind is able to stay in the present moment, and it will reduce the number of thoughts that you have regarding stress and anxiety. Okay, improves focus and productivity. Of course, once you start bringing your mind to the present moment, whatever you are doing right now, your mind will focus on that for longer periods of time. So this might you have noticed while working. I don't know if you have noticed about yourself. When you're working, sometimes the mind starts drifting. Have you noticed this? Like for 5 minutes you might be working on this, but some project, and it might start drifting. You might have opened some another tab. The mind cannot stay on one branch, let's say, for a long period of time. The monkey mind keeps on moving to the branch, so it keeps on shifting tabs. If you can focus your mind on one object or one topic for longer period of time, the productivity will automatically increase. Okay, emotional resilience and self-awareness. Now these are very other deep topics. Okay, what is emotional resilience? Have you heard of this word resilience? No. Yes. What is the meaning of resilience? No. Resilient means something which cannot affect you. For example, I am resilient towards heat. Okay, I don't feel heat, or I'm resilient towards cold, so I cannot feel too much cold. Emotional resilience means your life does not get turmoiled by emotions. And this is not just for any one kind of emotion, but any kind of emotion. You might have seen this in movies, you might have seen this in your life as well. People get emotionally turmoiled. Bollywood is full of such movies that somebody was in love, the love did not go through, and now they are mad. Devdas start drinking, all kinds of stuff, right? Why is that? Why can't they control themselves, or why can't they come out of that? Because there is no emotional resilience. Why is there no emotional resilience? Because the mind, it gets stuck, as I said, in the past or future. So if something has happened in the past and it is not there in the present, the mind keeps on thinking about it. So doing meditation enhances emotional resilience. If you do meditation regularly, the impact of emotions on your psyche is not deep. You are able to come out of any kind of emotion. It's not just about one kind of emotion. Any kind of emotion. Let's say you lost a loved one, right? So that is also an emotion, feeling of loss. So if you want to come out of that feeling of loss, then meditation is very helpful in that as well. And self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Okay, what is awareness? What is the difference between knowing and awareness? You've not thought about any concept deep enough. That is my thing. You know these words, but you not thought deep enough about it. What is awareness, Sagar?
Observing something.
Observing something. No. Again, observing. What is the difference between observing and awareness? Awareness means I'll tell you the difference. Awareness and all these other words, knowing, observing. Awareness means the knowledge is one with you. That means that you are aware of it. Aware of it means that you have not just seen it, or you have not just heard about it, you are aware of it. Aware of it means you are 100% sure that this is true. So whatever inside you, whatever is something which you have realized is a word that you can use for awareness. That is called awareness. Now what is self-awareness? Self-awareness means that, okay, I tell you, can you list 10 good things about you and 10 bad things about you? Can you do that? Can you list 10 bad things about you? That is my question number one. Why? Are there bad things about you? That is a question number one. I shouldn't ask that to you, right? I should ask to your parents, your siblings. They'll tell you that, they'll give me the list. Not 10, 20. Here are 20 bad things. Not just 10. Why? Why do they know about you, but you do not know about yourself? And if I tell you to give you 10 bad things about your siblings, or your parents, your friends, you'll give, oh, give me, I'll give you 100. Right? You have 100 bad things about them. Why? Why is there no self-awareness? So why is this meditation important? Because this is now very important to understand. How do we know about anything? We know about all these antennas we talked about, right? 5 antennas. What are 5 antennas? Hear, see, smell, taste, touch. Think about this. Hear, see, smell, taste, touch. All of them are outward bound. Think about. For example, there is a ant. An ant is walking on your hand. You'll feel that, right? Now there is 14 liters of blood flowing in your veins. Are you feeling it? The ant, a small ant walking on your skin, you'll feel that immediately. and there are 40 liters of blood which is going up down in your body. There are thousands of brain connections happening every second. You're not feeling anything. Why? The senses are all outward bound. All of the senses, the five senses, are programmed or are made to only get information from the outside. They do not know anything about themselves, or they do not know anything about ourselves, right? So what happens is, if how do I know something bad about somebody? Because I can hear it, I can see it, I can I can feel it. So I know, okay, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, right? I have the list, but I don't know what is bad about me. That the other person will know. Unless you start meditating. Meditating is focusing your mind onto yourself. You are not looking to for somebody else. You're focusing on yourself, and that is the moment you'll start realizing things about yourself. Okay, what is within me? What kind of thoughts do I get? Right? And that is all self-awareness. This is a very interesting topic and important topic, because in your life, when if you're not self-aware, what will happen is you'll always feel a sense of disconnection between what you think should happen and what is happening. Have you felt a difference between that? You think that, okay, I am a topper in my class, I am this, that, and when you go to the placement, let's say, and you don't get the placement, or let's say you go to a competition and you lose, it's a kind of a jolt, right? The reason is, anytime we think about ourselves, we only think good, we only think bad, because we are not self-aware, we are in a delusion, and we stay in that delusion until we are hit with the reality. So doing meditation is like grounding yourself and knowing, okay, I know what my challenges are, I know what my shortcomings are, and I know how to overcome them. So this is self-awareness, and fosters a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Okay, inner peace, fulfillment is too high subject for us. We'll talk about that somewhere else. Okay, now what happens while you do meditation? We talked about this, right? Brain waves. What is brain waves? Okay, right now you are in which state? So there are 5 states of brain waves: gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Okay, whatever you are seeing here is called a wave. You know what is a wave? Wave is like a structure, right? This is a wave. This is called what? 9th standard physics. What is this called? Have you heard of these terms? Frequency, amplitude, yeah, wavelength. Yeah, what are these terms? What is formula of frequency?
1 by time.
Correct. 1 by time. What is time? Time means, I know what is time. I'm saying in terms of wave. What is time? Time for one iteration. So as you see in this is one time. This is t. Okay, this much. The one wave. If second wave happens, that is a second t. So how much frequency is there? It depends on this. So hertz is the unit of frequency, and this is how the frequency is done. So how can we say it is a higher frequency? If there are more number of waves in a shorter period of time, right? So the shorter the time, higher the frequency. Okay, is inversely proportional. So what does this mean? Gamma is the highest frequency, means your brain is like moving very fast in terms of brain waves. That means it is thinking very much, it is involved. So what are these states used for heightened perception? Have you had drugs, any of you? Weed? Sagar? If anyone have you has used drugs, we are not going to expose you, but any kind of, but I'm asking out of curiosity. I'm not, it's your life, I mean, you know what to do with it. So if you take drugs, what happens is your brain waves are moving at a very high speed. You are able to perceive a lot higher, especially this kind of drugs, cannabis, this weed is another name for cannabis, but all this and the drugs which fire up your brain. The brain starts on functioning very fast. It is also linked with learning, problem solving, cognitive reasoning. If you are involved in a problem, your brain is moving at a very high frequency. Now after the brain moves at a very high frequency, it goes for a short time. Then what happens is, this is like a very high cognitive state. Then your normal waking state, the state that we all are in right now, is called beta state. It is up to from this is from 32 to 100 hertz. This is from 13 to 32 hertz. That's the frequency in which the normal human brain, normal human being functions. This is like awake, alert consciousness, thinking, excitement, whatever happens in the beta state. So the entire day that you are going on by your day, entire day that you are awake, you are in the beta frequency. When your brain starts slowing down the frequency, then when it moves to the alpha state. Alpha is 8 to 13 hertz, and that is when you are mentally and physically relaxed. So that is when your brain starts moving at a slower frequency. And when it is moving at a slower frequency, then this state is called a alpha state of your mind, and this happens when you are relaxed, when you are between awake and sleep state. This happens in between the state. So this is called a highly creative state for artists and for scientists and all this kind of people. So this is and we'll talk about this later on as well in terms of music as well. If the brain slows even down, then if it goes to 4 to 8 hertz, this is called a theta frequency, and this is for deep states, deep meditation, deep dreaming states. This is where you get dreams, and this is your sleep state. At this state you are asleep, but you are not fully asleep. So there is a difference between sleep and deep sleep. You know what is the difference? If you are in sleep and somebody opens the door or closes the door, then you are awake suddenly. So that is called theta frequency. You can immediately go to beta. So you can skip the alpha, directly go to beta and become awake, alert. That is called a normal sleep state. If you go to delta, that is 0.5 to 4 hertz, then your brain is moving very slowly. That means the brain has no idea about the body. This is called deep sleep or dreamless sleep. Have you experienced this state in your sleep every night? Out of the entire 8 hours, at least 2 hours or 3 hours, the body goes into the deep sleep state. If it's a regular human functioning body, the body goes into the deep sleep state, and there are no dreams, no nightmares. And if you are in deep sleep, you will not be get awake by a door closing or somebody walking in your room like that. To wake up from this state, we need more sensory inputs. Maybe a strong alarm, or the alarm ringing thrice. Only then you'll go from delta to beta again. These are called brain waves. Now the mind, which we want to calm down for meditation, has to move into this state, alpha and theta. These states are the meditation states, and most of when if you are awake and going, this alpha is the state where you have to do the meditation. This is the state where the meditation happens, and it is very important to keep your brain here. If you let the brain sleep, then it will go to sleep. So have you I don't know if you've tried meditation, but sometimes what people complain is, if I start meditating, I fall asleep. Have you tried this? Why does it fall asleep? Because you are not able to control it here. It goes from beta directly to delta, directly to theta, directly to delta, right? Now you are not able to control the brain, the frequency of the brain, and it goes to sleep directly. So if you are able to control it at this state, alpha state, that is where the creative process happens. This is where you are able to the brain kind of unlocks. And by the this statement unlocks, I mean that your body gets rejuvenated. If you are able to keep your brain at alpha state for at least 10 minutes a day, then your body will feel rejuvenated. The recovery of your body is much better if you can keep it at alpha state. And if you see, this is 5 states, and this is the center of it. So it is also called as centering. Have you heard of this word, centering? Centering. So meditation has another name called centering. Centering means to keep your brain in a centered state, not in the sleep one, not in the awake one, but in between. And that is a state of meditation. Understood? Any questions in this? Okay, let's move ahead. Technique of meditation. So as you said in the beginning that a meditation is like focusing your attention on something. So as you are correct, right? Object of attention. So we can either have an object of attention. There are 2 ways of meditation: object of attention or repetition. So object of attention is, it can be deity. Deity means deity. What does deity translate to? Deity is Bhagwan, or let's say Devta or Devi, whatever your faith is towards. There is a deity or god. That is an object of attention. So you keep a deity's photo in front of you or deity's image in your head and keep on focusing on that. Have you heard of the story of Ramakrishna Paramhans? Who was he? Who was Ramakrishna Paramhans?
Guru of Vivekananda.
Yes. And what was he? Who was he meditating on?
Kali
Correct. So there he kept a deity of Ma Kali. So in his meditation, it was just Ma Kali in front of him, and he used to talk with her, and she used to appear to him. She used to give him. Now this is not in physical world. Anybody sitting next to him will feel, what is he doing? He's just sitting with his eyes closed. But in his mind, in his psyche, he is like talking to her and doing all kind of things. That is called one kind of meditation with deity or God. Another is with breath. You might have heard you should take deep breaths. Breath is also object of meditation, and the techniques which are not sectarian or which are not God specific, they use breath as a technique, especially in Buddhist cultures. So Buddhist cultures use breath as a form of attention. They focus on their breath, and the breath as it moves in out, they focus on that breath, and that by focusing their mind on the breath, they do the meditation. Another is repetition. You heard of these mantras? You keep on speaking a mantra or keep speaking a syllable. Syllable is like a sentence or word, and you keep on repeating it. And there is this, I don't know what this is called. I don't know what it is called, but it's like you wear it on your finger and keep on pressing button. You keep on repeating counter. You keep on repeating it. Just the same name, same name. What happens is you are training your mind that okay, no jumping onto 100 branches. This is one branch. You stay on this branch. This name, this word, this syllable, this mantra, you keep on repeating it, and you're training your mind to keep the focus on that only. That is going to improve your focus of your mind, and this is also going to help you keep your mind away from 100 different things. So that is also one strategy of meditation. Counter or rosary beads. Rosary beads, it's Mada. Not only Rudraksh, there are 100 kinds of rosary beads. You might have heard of this. It is called Tulsi Mada, and Mada. So Mada is, or Mala in Hindi is called rosary beads. What is Mada? How many beads are there? 108. So 108 times you're repeating, and you do such Madas, you do 10, 15, 11. So it is you're training your mind to keep on the same name, same name, same name. It can be any name, it can be any mantra, syllable, whatever. But you keep on repeating it. That is another way of meditation. What happens is when now the culture is changed. Now it's like there is a Kabir's. Have you heard of Kabir? There is Kabir's couplet. He says, if I'm remembering it correctly, he says, माला फेरत हाथ में जीभ फिरे मुख माही. माला फिरत हाथ में जीभ फरे मुख माही. मनवा तो चारों ओर फरे ये तो सुमिरन नाही. So what Kabir is saying is, your hand is doing the, rotating the rosary beads, it's doing the mala. Your tongue is doing the names, but your mind is not with them. It's on all kinds of things. What will happen? What is this? So it is like a mechanical thing. So if your mind is not focused on this rosary beads or focused on the word, then there is no point of doing this. So repetition, these all are proven techniques of doing meditation or focusing your mind, but they are not enough, and people do it mechanically. So the benefit that they should get, they don't get. Okay, meditation techniques that I have tried. So from my teenage years, I am very interested in meditation. So I explored all kinds of meditation, and I'm just going to give you a brief introduction about each one of them, so that whichever appeals you to the most, you can go for it. First is Vipassana. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this word, Vipassana? What is this, Sagar?
Not talking for some period of time.
Not talking for a period of time is not Vipassana. Vipassana is a meditation technique. The course that in which it is taught, it has one of the rule that you cannot talk for 10 days. There are, the course for Vipassana is 10 days. So if you decide to go for Vipassana meditation retreat, it is 10 days at stretch. 10 days, no phones, no talking with anyone, no books, no writing, and it is like all your outward bound senses are, kept away. You have to wake up at 4 a.m. and out of 24 hours, you have to meditate about 13 to 14 hours in a day. It's a very, rigorous, but it's the most, what I would say, proven or most scientific way of meditation that I've ever come across. There is no God involved in it. There is no mantra involved in it. There is no. It is solely on breath and sensations, bodily sensations. So this I went when I was 19, and there are plenty of centers in Gujarat. There is in Kutch, in Rajkot. There is one being built in Vadodara as well, in Savli, and there are centers all across Gujarat. There is one in Navsari, in Mehsana, all kinds of centers. So you can look at up on online Vipassana centers, and each of them has a 10-day course. In 10-day course, 3 days they teach a technique called Anapana. It is just observing your breath, and for the 7 days they teach this technique Vipassana. So Vipassana, just to give you a basic idea, have you heard of this word Pashya? How many of you had Sanskrit in 10th? You had Sanskrit, right? Have you heard of this word Pashya? You have heard of it, but you are not. Okay, have you heard of this word Drashya? What is Drashya? Scenery. Scenery is not the right word for it. It is sight. Sight is like anything that you see in front of it. This comes from the root word of Pashya. Pashya means to see, perceive, and this technique is Vipassana is Visishta Pashyana. Pashyana is to see what? Visisht, or what Visisht means is it is not looking outside, it is looking within. So the technique to look within, Visishta Pashyana, is called Vipassana, and this comes from the ancient language of Pali. Have you heard of this language Pali? Pali, Prakrit. So it was like Sanskrit is the language for the elites and the ones who are scholars. But for the common people, the language was Pali and Prakrit. So Pali is the language it was written in, and this Passana, it is instead of Pashya, it is Passa, and that is why it is Vipassana. That is how it is written. So this is an ancient technique. It is taught by Gautam Buddha. It is said that Gautam Buddha propagated this technique, but what happened is after his death, his followers kind of went astray and did all kinds of other things, and did not follow this technique to its core. It was then kept through Guru Sishya Parampara in Myanmar, the country next to us, and from there Guruji called S.N. Goenka. He came from there to India and then revived the technique, and now it is very popular. You might have heard big celebs going here. Arvind Kejriwal goes here, Rahul Gandhi goes here, Narendra Modi has gone here, Ramnath Kovind, who was our ex-president, he is a regular Vipassana meditator. There are plenty of politicians, businessmen. Have you heard of this guy Subhash Chandra, the founder of Z Media? He is an ardent Vipassana follower. He has his. Have you been to Mumbai? There is this SL World. SL World. Have you heard of this world SL World? In Mumbai, there is this. It is nearby Borivali. Where you have to go via ferry, and in that island, they have created a global Vipassana pagoda. There is a pagoda, this golden shaped pagoda there next to it. And that land was given by Subhash Chandra, the founder of Z Media and SL Group. All those kind of things. There are plenty of other businessmen as well. This Yuval Noah Harari. You heard of this Yuval Noah Harari? Haven't you heard of this book Sapiens? Sapiens book. Sapiens. There is this book called very famous book called Sapiens. So in that author of that book Sapiens, Yuval Noah Harari, he's also an ardent Vipassana follower. He comes to India every year to go for 60-day retreats in India. So this is a very popular, and it's the CEO of Twitter before Elon Musk bought it was Jack Dorsey, and he was also a Vipassana meditator. So it is very popular. I mean, if you go deep into it, a lot of people are doing meditation of Vipassana, and it's a highly proven technique. Another is 6-phase meditation. 6-phase meditation is done by Vishen Lakhani. Have you heard of his name? Vishen Lakhani. He is a founder of a company called Mind Valley. So Mind Valley is a company which does meditation courses, all this personal development course. He has created this 6-phase meditation. So there are 6 phases in the meditation. I'm not going to discuss a lot about it. This is available on YouTube. Just type in 6-phase meditation, 20 minutes, and you can just start doing it. There is no prior things required. For this, you need to go and learn this technique first. This is available on YouTube. Silva centering exercise. This is a very potent exercise. So as you talked about brain waves, right? So the founder of those brain waves, or the not the founder, but the one who propagated this meditation technique, was called Jose Silva, and this technique is named after him. And as I said, centering means keeping your mind at alpha level. He propagated a technique where you can keep your mind at the alpha level, and you can keep it for a longer period of times, for 20-29 minutes. So there is this exercise of 29 minutes, again available on YouTube. Just type Silva centering exercise and just follow the instructions. This is guided meditation, this is guided, right? So just hear about it and it goes. Yoga Nidra, have you heard of this? What is this, Agar?
Focusing on your particular part of your body.
Yes, particular part of body, but it is like you have to go from top to bottom,
Top to bottom.
and you have to focus it just on your head first. Then you slowly move down to your hands, then your chest, then stomach, then legs, and everything. You move your attention from the top to the bottom of your body. And there is another term for this, NSDR. What does NSDR stand for? This is a westernized concept. It is called non-sleep deep rest. So you non-sleep deep rest. So you're not sleeping, but you are resting. And this is for 20 minutes again. This is also available on YouTube. Just type NSDR or Yoga Nidra, and will give you a guided. Another is transcendence meditation. Have you heard of this? Transcendence is from there is this concept, and this is at the borderline of clinical hypnosis and meditation. So clinical hypnosis, you know about this clinical hypnosis? Okay, you know about hypnosis? What is hypnosis? What is hypnosis? Heard of it, right? What have you heard about it?
The mind gets in the deep sleep.
Yes.
You can focus by focusing on the one thing.
What happens? Is hypnosis done alone, or is it done with some other guy guiding other guy?
Guided.
And usually, have you seen that? I don't know, what was it called. There was this a serial, if I remember correctly, some years back, where they
Last पिछले
yes, Raz Pichle Janam Ka, that is the one. So Raz Pichle Janam Ka, that was a serial. I don't know how true it was. It might be a little bit of scam as well. I'm not very sure about it, but it is like called past life regression. What that means is, let's say you are born into this life. You only remember this life. Okay, you keep on forgetting your life as you grow ahead. If I tell you, okay, what were you doing when you were 3 years old? You don't know. What were you doing when you were 10 years old? Don't know. You don't know anything that has happened 5-6 years before you, or at least 10 years, at most 10 years in your life. So what happens is, but the memories are still there in your subconscious mind. So what they do is, the clinical hypnosis, in clinical hypnosis, the hypnotist, the person, he guides you through your life. You keep on going back in your life. Okay, when I was child, and some childhood memories will pop up in your head. Then they guide you back when you were in your mother's womb to that part. Okay, you remember that. I don't know how that was. I've not done that, but I've heard about it. And then slowly they take you that, okay, when did you come before that? Before that, where were you? And then you're the mind, I don't know what happens. At least I've seen what happens in that. But it keeps on, it blurts out whatever comes in front of you. I was this, I was that. What happens is, the logic behind that is, before you were born here, you might be born somewhere else in some other form. And the mind, the soul remembers that. And when you are there, it kind of blubs it out. I don't know how true it is, so I'm not going to comment on that. But that process of somebody else guiding you through a process and doing it is called hypnosis. Transcendence meditation is done using hypnosis. So what happens is, this is done using Dr. Palan's. There is this Dr. Palan here in Vadodara, and he is the one who does this trance meditations or audios. So I used this audio when I was a student in 10th and 12th and all. This helps you focus your mind very much, because it is like a guided meditation only, but it goes to the depths of your subconscious mind, and you are able to put in whatever you want. You are able to put in, let's say you want to achieve something, or let's say you want to learn about something, or do you want to forgive something. So all those things you are able to do using this transcendence meditation. It is a little bit advanced, but it is done using clinical hypnosis who can guide you through it. And there are some parts which everybody can do, and some parts, if it is very personal to you, so they'll ask you for a session and they'll record a custom audio for you. So there are people who do this. So if you are facing with some kind of mental health issues, then you go to them, they treat you, and they understand, and they'll give you a custom audio for you. So the audio that they give you, if you hear to it and meditate, then it is helpful for you at a deeper level. So this is done very personalized way, transcendence, and this a combination of hypnosis as well as psychology. Isha Kriya, have you heard of this? Sagar, what is Isha Kriya? He'll not speak there. So this is done by that Sadguru Jaggi Vasudev. That this the Sadguru who has his ashram in Coimbatore. So he teaches this Isha Kriya. So Kriya is another technique. It's a technique of yoga. Kriya means something which you do within yourself. Karma is something which you do outwards. Kriya is something which you do inwards. So Isha Kriya is also a technique of focusing your mind on a syllable. They teach there is a 2-phrase syllable. I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am not the body, I am not the mind. So each breath, the one that you inhale, you keep this thought with you. I am not the body. You exhale, I am not the mind. Keep doing that for 20 minutes, and there is a technique. Of course, this is also available on YouTube. You can directly access it. But once you do that, it creates this impact within you that it kinds of create. This is not that much of a meditation. It is more of a yogic practice. But even if you are interested, you can go for this. Okay. So these are some of the meditation techniques which I have tried. There are plenty of more. There is called TM meditation, transcendental meditation. I have not explored this, so I am not able to comment on it. But there is plenty of other. There is this Sudarshan Kriya by Sri Ravi Shankar. You heard of Sri Ravi Shankar? It is called Sudarshan Kriya. So which is also similar to this. It's also Kriya. And apart from it, then there is another by, what was his name? I'm forgetting the name, but there is another meditation technique. So there are plenty of meditation techniques available. In any case, what it trains your mind to do is, which I explained, it keeps your mind in this alpha state for longer period of time. And that is what generates the benefit. Okay, how to start meditation. So these are some of the tips from my side. Start small, so at least 10 to 15 minutes daily. And it should be a quiet space, a comfortable posture. Comfortable posture means it is usually done sitting, and the spine should be erect. It should not be, that sleeping meditations are also there, but I would prefer if you do it sitting. And it should be on the same space every day. There is an importance of that. Why did the ancient yogis or go to a cave and meditate? Why not do it on the road? Mind is with you. You can do it anywhere. Why go to the cave? Why go to the top of the mountain? Why did the Jain Munis go to the top of the mountain to meditate, to do sadhana? There is a impact of physical environment on your mind as well. So if it is calm, quiet, it is best. You can either you focus on the breath, that is the most basic, or use the guided meditation. The ones that I mentioned in the previous slide, you can use those. And be consistent and patient with your progress. What do you think? If you do meditation today, tomorrow you will get results? How much time do you normally think will it take for you to get results?
1 2 months.
Correct. It will at least take couple of months. No 10 days. If you give up in 10 days, no advantage will happen to you. So what I'm saying is, generally it takes about 1 month and 2 months before you start noticing the changes. The changes are always there in every day, but you'll start noticing them after 1 month, 2 months. And this is my advice to you. The meter or the ruler through which you can measure your progress is, do you get thought less states in your day? Thought less, which means, can your mind stay for 5 minutes, 10 minutes without any thought? That is the ruler of, or the measure of progress in meditation. If your mind can stay without any thought for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a day, and if you can consciously remember that, okay, for this 5-10 minutes I did not have any single thought. That is a measure of progress in meditation. It is called mind spaces and mindfulness. So if you start getting those mindful spaces in your thought process, then it is like, okay, for 5 minutes my mind stayed on one branch, it did not jump. And if it starts happening more frequently, you'll start getting to those benefits of the meditation, right? So this is, I think that's all from my end. It's the end of our presentation today. Any questions regarding meditation? Nagul, are you starting tomorrow? I would strictly recommend you. The reason why I'm recommending it to you right now is, okay, what's your age right now? It's about 24 years, right? Okay, 23 years. This age, you have only lived 20 years of your life. So in your mind or in your subconscious mind, the memories, the core memories are at most of 20 years right now, without I be doing all those past life regression. Presently, you only have about 5-10 years or 20 years of memories, or 20 years of emotional baggage, let's say. If you start right now, the mind is very easily able to manage all those things. If you start at the age of 50, let's say, then you have got 50 years of emotional baggages, 50 years of past life experiences, and each of your life experiences has an effect on you. So the more emotional life event, the more deep impact has it on your mind. So if your mind is fresh, I'll tell you, your mind is still fresh. If it is not yet filled with too much junk, it can be cleared easily. The mind can easily start becoming a more mindful mind. It can start becoming a more focused mind. And if you wait for too long, if you wait, okay, I'll do it after marriage, after I have kids. If you have kids, then there is no point in meditating. The patience is lost, everything is lost. If you have smaller siblings, you might know. What happens is, in your life, there is a state to, and if you learn meditation before you are having all these life experiences, that is why I'm recommending it right now. None of you are married. If you are married and then you learn meditation, it is very tough. And if you learn it before marriage, then what happens is you are able to navigate through your life very easily. And none of the events that happen in your life have any deep emotional impact on you. So that is the reason for it. You don't get angry too often. You don't get worked up too often. So those are the effects that happen, but only happen if you keep practicing it. So that is why you start practicing it and keep practicing it at least 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes, and it is going to have a deep impact on you. Okay, no questions, no suggestions, Sagar? Which meditation technique are you doing? Have you started doing meditation? No.
I was doing like 2 years ago.
Which? Breathing. Okay, just breathing or any other technique? No guided?
No.
Simple, right? I would recommend do a guided meditation, because right now your brain is not trained to keep these spaces. So what will happen is you will not able to focus on meditation for longer period of time. That is why I'm recommending that you should start with guided meditations first. Just go to YouTube, just type any of the names that I gave you, just type Silva centering exercise. So you just type whatever comes the first link, that's the thing, 29 minutes. You click on it and you start listening to it. Whatever she is saying, follow that. Right? It is combination of this yoga nidra and combination of that. And in the music itself, the music they are using is alpha music. So we were talking about alpha music. The music, what happens is, if I keep playing a music which is of 8 to 13 hertz, and your brain listens to it through your ears, then it will sync to that frequency. That is the logic behind brainwave music. You might have heard about sleep music. Have you heard sleep music? And there is always whenever you type sleep music on YouTube, always there will be a frequency written next to it. Delta, theta, those are that frequency. So now you know which frequency music they have used to create it. I don't know if they've genuinely created using that frequency, but I can train that music, and it is like tuck, 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 those kind of music. So it is like the moment your brain starts, 1 to 8 will feel odd, but the moment your brain starts entraining to it, your brain will quickly fall to the alpha state very easily. Even for sleep, if those of you who are suffering from insomnia, what is insomnia? Lack of sleep. Somebody, I've got friends who say that even when I fall to sleep, I do not get sleep until 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. even in those states, if you follow alpha music or if you go for this meditation techniques, you can easily fall asleep. It is not the goal of meditation, but it's like a side product of meditation. And meditation times are two in a day, either when you wake up or when you are going to sleep. Just two times you should do it, in the morning and when you are retiring. That's the most conducive time for meditation. Okay, no doubts. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well, and we'll see you in the next session.